Hey everyone, so this week I'm not really going to be able to get a workshop project video out because I've got too much to do. It's going to take more than a week and I've got some other things I need to take care of. So I thought we'd just do some gardening and just general land update. I'll show you the trees, show you some of the habitat areas that we've created and just how generally things are getting on. Maybe do some harvesting from the garden as well because there's some stuff ready. We're in the greenhouse now, as you can see. There's a lot of butterflies and bees and stuff in here. And everything's growing really well. But yeah, I'll show you all that in a bit. Yeah, so that's going to be this week's video, just gardening and general land update. So the broad beans have been picked and harvested, and they are on the compost heap. So this is the last of the beans that they're harvesting, and you know they've been a lot better than this. These are the stragglers really. They're still quite good. Yeah, that's a nice one. Hadn't really eaten many before until we grew them this year. Quite like them. Well, that's an excellent one, that is. It's a good pod. Oops. You don't get a huge amount of beans per pod, but I think they've got pretty good food value. You know, definitely worth growing, and we got a lot, like 4 or 5 times this amount. There's a lot of beans from a small area. It's about, I don't know, 2 square meters. So yeah, quite good really. There we go, nice little harvest, broad beans. You reckon we've had about four times that? Not bad for a couple of square meters. But yeah, we'll eat those over the next couple of days. Do a bit of harvesting, harvest some potatoes to put in the kitchen, just so we don't have to come out to the garden every time. These are early potatoes, and they didn't do that great, but there's still potatoes there, they're just quite small. But yeah, they're ready to come out, so we'll start harvesting some. It's one of my favourite jobs, harvesting potatoes. It's a fantastic job. Some few slightly green ones there, where the sun gets them. That one's had it. Yeah, the green ones can give you a bad stomach if you eat too many of them apparently. But just cut the green bit out. Quite good. That's the original seed. So yeah. Excellent. Keep us going. I think I'll harvest a few onions as well to go with them. We've got some big ones here, multi-sown clumps. Twist them out. Nice. Don't need many, just enough for the kitchen for the next few days. Yeah, the onions have done very well. Multi-sown clumps, Charles Dowding style. We've got about 150 onions or something in that tiny little space. And yeah, doing really well. See some, like that clump there, there's like 5 fairly large onions in that tiny little space. So really efficient, very good. And we've got, well, all of that. So might as well pull out a few carrots as well. Potatoes, onions and carrots. We eat quite a lot of those. Not bad. Pretty good carrot really. They're better than our ones last year. Haha. Don't want too many, just a few to stock up the kitchen. Haha. The green bit, we just cut that green bit off. That'll do us for now. Oh, I might have to just pull that one out because it just looks so good. Let's do it. Oh no, not even that good, it's a doubler. Right, that'll do for now. Nice little harvest. So generally speaking, the garden's doing pretty well. We've been harvesting and eating quite a lot out of it. You see the sweet corn we planted, they're coming up nice. I think we should get something out of them. Should be another couple of months really they can go for. All of the summer squash and winter squash behind, they're doing well. We're harvesting courgettes every day. We can't get rid of them quick enough really. Although Dot's just harvested some this morning, so I'll harvest some of them in the next couple of days. And we've got quite a few cucumbers ready. Sort of let them go a little bit. I forgot to train them upwards, so they're a bit sprawled out on the ground and stuff. And there's a lot of cucumbers on them, so we're going to make quite a lot of gherkins or pickles, as the Americans call them. But there's a few big ones, so I can harvest them now. Yeah, nice. Those they're going to be too big for pickles or gherkins, but too small to harvest now for eating. What have we got down here? There's loads in here, just not all ready yet. Oh, there's one. That one's definitely ready. There we go, nice little harvest. So two nice cucumbers. Let's say we'll let some of them we'll let grow big and we'll eat them as cucumbers, but I think most we'll make as pickles, give away. I think there's going to be about 100 there or something, and they won't all get, you know, those little plants can't support 100 big cucumbers, but can make 100 little ones. But yeah, nice little harvest. So one thing that's been quite a surprise to me is how well these aubergines are doing, and they're beautiful plants. They have this beautiful colour to them, massive leaves, they look really tropical, which I assume they are. But yeah, they're really looking lovely, and they're starting to flower, and we are starting to get aubergines on them. And it's quite late getting it all in and everything, and I didn't expect to really get much out of it, but it looks like we are actually going to get a few aubergines, which for the UK, I think that's pretty cool. A little close up, so I'm not going to mess with them too much, but in there is a little aubergine starting, and obviously there's a couple there, one there. There's about 3 or 4 on each plant, so I think we might actually get something, which would be awesome to have grown our own aubergines. But the plants themselves are lovely. They're such a lovely plant. The tomatoes are coming along. We've got a few tomatoes forming and a few not doing so great. We've got a bit of a deficiency for some of those tomatoes for some reason. not quite sure why. And then some of these, which are an unknown variety that were just planted from tomatoes that popped up in the compost heap. I think they're some kind of commercial variety. They've gone a bit bushy because we forgot to side shoot them. But we are getting a crop starting to grow. As you can see, some growing there. Some nice more uniform ones growing there. There's nothing ready for harvest yet, but I'm confident we will get a nice big crop. I just haven't really had the time to side shoot everything properly, so it's gone a little bit out of control. But I think we'll get something. The peppers haven't started flowering yet, but it looks like they're probably not too far away from getting some flowers on them. So we'll wait and see on that one. Right, today is quite an exciting day. We're going to go and get some sheep of our own. There's a bloke selling some Herdwick sheep down the road, and they seem like they're going to suit us quite well because they're quite hardy. Little sneak peek of what's going on out here, look, in the workshop. But yeah, our neighbour's going to give us a lift in his pickup and trailer to go and get them. So, and it's his friend. Oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah, and it's his mate. So, and he sorted it out for us. So we're going to pick him a nice vegetable basket for him and his wife out of the garden. And say thank you. Oh, that's a good one. They're out. Well good.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Right, give him some potatoes. Let's see what's going on here. This lot, let's have one plant up. Oh, these look quite good. Oh, I've been eating some of them. Oh man. Looking quite eaten. Ah. That is a shame. Most of these are eaten.
Are they?
Oh no. Look, they're all minging.
Oh.
That whole plant. There's loads there.
But they just...
All eaten.
What's happened to it? Have they just been in there too long?
They haven't been in their main crops, they should be fine. Right, well, that's all junk anyway. That is well annoying. What's happened here then? Hope it's not like that all the way through. Let's try this one. Eaten. Man. All been eaten by something. Look, eaten. 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 Man, that is gutting, isn't it? Eaten. Right, we'll have to give him some earlies then.
Some of these are eaten.
What is going on?
This part of the patch would be.
Right, nice little selection for the neighbour for taking us, giving us a lift. Yeah, shame about the potatoes. I mean, we have got some decent ones there, and we can cut all the eaten bits out. But yeah, a bit disappointing. Never mind, looks alright, doesn't it? Right, so we just got back, and we've got our own sheep, which is really exciting. So we got 7 little ewe lambs. We were gonna buy yearlings, I think they're called, so we could breed from them straight away, but we got a really good price on these. It's much cheaper to buy them like that. They're just ewe lambs, and we'll grow them on and we'll be able to breed them next year. Yeah, so we got 4 Herdwicks, 2 badger faced, and 1 the guy threw in for free. He's very small, Balwen. So yeah, I'll take you over there and see them, but they're just settling in. They're very cute. So they're all tagged and everything, and they've been in a barn, and they're not in the best shape. Like I say, we got them very cheap, but they're on this lovely bit of ground now, and it won't take long for them to put on a bit of weight and brighten up a bit. Anyway, so all the work doing the fencing and everything is what it was all for the moment when we get our own sheep. So I don't know how many we'll have total, but gets us started anyway. We don't want to have to feed them anything. We just want them to live just purely off the grass, so we don't want too many. Yeah, quite cool. Very pleased. Well, and just up on the roof, this video will be coming out to you, well, next Friday I think. Just doing the sarking boards. Yeah, I can see the sheep hanging about next to the gate right over there, so I'm going to go and let them see if they want to come hang out with the chickens and explore this other field a little bit. I'll take you over there. Alright, you lot? Yeah. Want to hang out with some sheep? Alright, okay, if you say so. Yeah. Right, well they're in with the chickens now, so hopefully they don't just eat all the chicken feed. And behind them there, if you have a look, is all the trees I planted. So all those along there, they're all the ones I planted 3-4 years ago now. All growing up nicely, looking lovely, looking very lush. Oh, it's so nice just having animals around, and they're so cute. They're very cute little faced sheep. I mean, they're young, and apparently they'll start to get lighter as they get older. Apparently they're all born with a black fleece, and then they lighten up as they get older, which is quite interesting. So those there, eating all the bits on the edge, all the different weeds and things, they're Herdwicks, and they're quite a hardy sheep that's used to eating all sorts of stuff. And that little one there, that's the Balwen. It's a Welsh breed. And then those two there are badger faced. And they look like they prefer the nice grass. Yeah, I thought I'd just quickly show you my wild areas that I've kept for habitat, not done anything with, just maybe helped along with a bit of tree planting and stuff. When I came here, I'm actually going to show pictures of what it looked like. When I first came here, when I first bought the land, there was nothing but single strain grass, and it'd been overgrazed, and there was no habitats, no trees except along the borders, and really no real wildlife to be said for. Like, it was in the pictures I've got are in the winter, and obviously now we're in the summer, so there is a difference there, but you'll see from the pictures how bleak it was. Now I'll take you over to some places. You can see just behind me, this is just one little area of where we haven't mowed yet. We let things go to seed so that the bees can have all these lovely purple flowers, but I do mow this area, and but there is an area just to my left behind all the trees I planted, which there's some of them there, and in there is just pure habitat, pure natural wilded habitat that I have just let go just for wildlife. And I'll take you in there. It's quite awesome actually, the different species that are about and everything. It's pretty crazy. The first thing you notice when you come in is the hum, and there's just bees everywhere. Don't know if you can see them. Can you hear the humming everywhere? There are bees absolutely everywhere. So I walk through. It's pretty wild and difficult to get through, to be honest. But, so we have all these different plants, flowers and trees all through here. See the big, you see that massive dragonfly? Huge dragonfly. There's a lot of butterflies, moths, bees, insects. It's a butterfly. As I go through, I just disturb all the bees. I believe that's a honeybee. And they're just absolutely everywhere in here. I know I've said that a few times, but you don't see bees about like this usually. They are everywhere. So yeah, this is the area. It's a few acres. Our pond is up there, which I also put in, which also has a lot of life in it. But yeah, I think it's about 3, even 4 acres maybe of just completely wilded area, and it's added a huge amount of biodiversity to this piece of land. And all these bees and everything, all these pollinators, these are what keep human beings alive. Without this kind of stuff, we all die. And that's why I've dedicated 4 acres of the land just for habitat. At least 4 acres. I think actually about all the woodland really is also habitat, but we do cut some of it down occasionally and let it regrow. But this 4 acres here is untouched, and it is just full of life. So yeah, I'm not going to trample around too much because I don't want to disturb it all really, but this is my little conservation area, I suppose you'd call it, of which we've got lots more than that. All the hedgerows are also conservation areas, and the whole land really, because even where we're grazing, we're allowing areas of it to go to seed in the middle and stuff for flowers and stuff. So the whole thing's really for conservation, but we use certain areas of it to feed ourselves. But yeah, this area in the middle, untouched. I don't even usually go in there, just leave it be. And behind, you know, what borders it, protects it, is all the trees I planted. And they all plant around that edge because it's a wetland in there, and they plant around it and offer, you know, shade, windbreak, everything like that. So in there is its own microclimate, and just really dense habitat, amazing habitat for things. So yeah, if you're watching this, you own a bit of land, you cut it all, you graze it all, it's all looking perfected and tidy and lovely. Just maybe have a think about having some areas of it go wild and just let them be for the insects and plants, because it will benefit everyone in the world. So yeah, I mean, I think personally, my personal opinion is that if you have a bit of land, it is your responsibility to do that, and that's why at least half of this land is just dedicated to habitat and flowers and insects. Right, now you've seen all that, you know, back in the yard now, I'll take you down into the house and go through some pictures and show you what it used to look like when I first bought it. The pictures were took on the day that I agreed to buy it, and it was, I think, do you know what, I can't even remember. I think it was autumn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was around autumn time, maybe October, November sort of time, I think, something like that. Maybe a little bit earlier, but yeah, I'll show you the pictures now. So this first image of this gorse bush, we're looking up the hill. Just to give you a perspective where that is, my solar panels sit just in front of there, and the garden is to the right and the greenhouse is to the right, and our track comes down just to the left of that. So this next image is where we have our 2 largest sheep fields where we're grazing. So this area is still being grazed, but it now has 2,500 trees planted around the perimeters of it, and a hedge line between the two areas. And we also are trying to establish lots of clover and wildflowers in that area. As you can see, this is middle of winter still, but the grass is very low. It's been overly grazed and not been allowed to seed or been rested for a very long period of time. And that's all been changed now. So this image now is just to the right of that gorse bush. I'm keeping the gorse bush in frame quite often because this is the area we tend to spend most time in down here. So that area there to the right of that bush, that is where the garden now is, and behind that is where the conservation area is. This next one's just a bit of a overview really of the whole of the pasture land. The woodland is behind me. I'm not really covering the woodland in this because, you know, it's just a natural woodland. But yeah, you can see just how bleak it is really, and the difference over that 5 years of keeping conservation in mind has made to the land. That is just overly grazed pasture with not very many strains, and I feel like we've really made a positive impact on that. And then the last one here is just an image of the top of the field, and just to the left of that image is where the pond / lake now is. So all of that now is incredibly valuable wetland habitat, and we have all sorts of different rare species in that area now. So I hope you enjoyed that little video, just a little update, general look over the land, look at the trees and the garden and stuff. There's been a lot of people asking about that recently, so I thought it's a good opportunity. The weather's changed, it's chucking it down out. I've got my van parked under the porch, doing a bit of work on that while it's the bad weather. Yeah, that's going to be all I can do this week as far as video goes, but next week, Friday or Saturday, maybe Sunday, depending on how I get on, I shall be putting up video for the sarking for the top workshop roof, which I've done about a third of so far. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.